Hey guys, the next job I've got to do for this bike is make a primary cover to cover all that sort of stuff. I've drawn up a little plan here. Yeah, I've made this template here, and that goes on there. It just covers all that neat, so you don't hit your foot on it really when you're riding the bike. It doesn't really do anything. It's just a little cover. But yeah, it'll have that. It'll have a 55mm edge strip welded around it. It's got to look. I want it to look something like that. I can buy that in the UK, but it's probably going to cost me about $600. So I can probably make that for 50. Depends what I'm thinking of doing. Like I could cut that out. A lot of mucking around. I can get a 70mm hole saw, but I can't get a 140mm hole saw. So for me to cut that and make it look nice, take ages. A lot of filing, a lot of mucking around. So yeah, I want to take that with me to Sydney, and I'm going to get a couple of them made on a water jet. That's my plan anyway. You know, I'll get some strips, 55mm cut. I've got these. I bought this aluminium sheet here. It's 3mm. So yeah, I'll get it made out of that. And yeah, what I've got to do is get that made, and then we'll get that cut out neat. It'll be easier to do it on a water jet. That's the only way I can think of it anyway. So we'll see what happens. I'll get a couple of them made if that's the case. I'll probably stuff the first one up. Anyway, thank you. Well, I was wrong. Apparently you can get a 140mm hole saw. You can even get a bit bigger, 150. I don't know. You might even be able to get them bigger. But 140mm, that's pretty close to 138. I think I'll just have to buy one, and then I can buy a 70mm. I can buy 140, and I can pretty much cut that out pretty neat. So I might not get that water jet cut yet. I might do it by hand. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to do it now because I'm pretty busy and I'll be going on Wednesday, so I'll do it when I get back. Alright, thank you. Yep, looks like the big hole saw job worked. 140mm, 70mm, 73mm. I was going to film doing it, but we put it over here in this thing. Clamped it to that and just I bought that specially, these two big things specially to do that job. There's that piece done. It turned out quite nice actually, nice and smooth. I smoothed them up with a file and sandpaper and finished off with 400. That's pretty nice, just like probably nearly as good as a water jet really. Anyway, just got to get it, I've got it marked on the other side, cut down here, cut down there, then I'll just trim these edges. I'm going to do them freehand. And I'm going to get some 55mm strips cut, and then just going to weld it together, and then put a couple of tabs or figure out what I'm going to use. It's not going to look like that, I'm going to make it look a bit better than that really. That's what I want. I don't actually like the look of the way they've done that, but I'll do it something similar. Right, I've had this stuff cut, went in and used my mate's guillotine in town. Just put that template on the back, marked it, about to flip it over and just double check it, and then cut it out on the bandsaw. There's that cut out on the bandsaw. Just need to make it look better. File it nice and neat around here. Yo! Yeah, the strips we cut. Okay, there's that bit all done. Trimmed up nice. Fits good. That's the main thing. Fits really nice. Covers this part. Trying to make. That'll look good. You just got to weld this crap here around the edge. Check. Try and line it up. We'll line up like that, weld it, bend it so it goes all the way around, nice and neat. Okay, got that bit done. Cut this bit out. Got a little bit of a recess in that, I forgot about that. It all fits nice. So just as we tack it in, just bend it into position. And that's done. So about the camera work, but never was good at that. Fits quite nice actually, and it's going to put it on, I want to weld it on a bit of an angle so I can file a bit of an edge on it so I sort of round it off. I thought about curving it, but it's not really worth it. That'll look fine. You put enough weld there, it'll make a nice edge. It'll look like that. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Anyway, next stage is weld it together. Yeah, that's that done. All welded. Turned out pretty good. That's the top. That's the bottom there. Join it there. That's it. Just got to file that all up, make it look nice and neat. I'll probably hit a bit of it with a flapper wheel or whatever they call those things, and then final it with a file. So I want that a bare metal finish. No warpage. Turned out pretty good. And I've got to make 3 tabs, I think, maybe 4. It's just to hold it on nice and solid. Now I've got to weld them on, and then that piece can go on. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it bare metal or get it powder coated, or just want it a bit odd powder coated. I don't know. Just whatever looks the best. As that bit's filed, just needs a bit more sanding and cleaning up. It's turned out pretty damn good if you ask me. I'm going to leave that little bit like that so you can tell it was being made by a bush mechanic. It's starting to look like the picture. Fits on pretty good. Everything lines up, that's the main thing. Just got to make some tabs for it. We'll figure out how I'm going to hold it on. 3 or 4 tabs, I'm not sure. Figure that out. Just got to keep sanding it and sanding it and sanding it so it all looks like one thing. It'll probably be, they call it brushed finish. Yeah, that's how I've done all this stuff. It's all brushed. They're not, that is. And this sort of stuff. Alright, well, that's about where I want to sit it. I've just got some cardboard packed in here and here to put it in position. And I'm going to shame I can't use this little hole here where the last one was, but I've got a hole here, so I'm probably going to make a tab there. I've got a hole in there. Doesn't quite line up the way I'd like it to, but rather than drill another hole, I'm going to see if I can make something for there. But it'd probably be better to drill another hole. I'm probably going to spin something up on the lathe so that I can screw it in there, bring it out, and then weld that to that. That'll be 2. Now I've got another little piece down here. I'm probably going to have to, maybe in the center there, put a tab there, drill into that, tap it, same thing, make something on the lathe, bring it out, and then weld it to that. Anyway, that's my plan. Thing looks pretty good. Still got to do a lot of sanding. Probably just going to be a couple of hours sanding just to make that thing look nice. Because I'm just going to leave it bare metal. Anyway, alright, there's the first one. I managed to hide it in behind. So what'll happen is that'll get tacked and then drill them out, weld them, file that, you won't even see that. weld it from behind. This is just to mount it. I'm going to do this one. Maybe. Probably do that one next. I'm going to probably do it a similar way. Hide it in under, flip an edge up. I'm not going to make that bit on the lathe like I was talking about. I think that'll work fine. Starting to look like a motorbike. Check it from this angle. Yep. I can polish that and make it shiny, but it's a race bike. You don't have too much shiny shit on a race bike. There's the next one. You happy with that? Same deal. Spot weld, drill, like, weld it underneath, drill them out, spot weld that, file it off. You can't tell. That'll all get sanded and it'll have this brush look. But nicer than that. I'm going to spend a lot of time getting it right. It's nicely centered, which is, you don't see that on these bikes. These things are never centered. I wanted to make sure this one was. You always all ask about face because the gearbox moves. That's how you get your adjustment on your belt. So I've built this to suit that gearbox in that position. It shouldn't have to be moved. I'm not going to be changing the belt anytime soon. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with so far. I've just got to make the next one, the last one. There's going to be one underneath. I'll spend God knows how long detailing that, but it's freaking solid. It's mounted solid, very solid. I like to use these Phillips heads where I can. This seems more authentic. I had Phillips heads on that, but it still look better with that. Now that's got to be painted. That's one of the next jobs. That'll be getting painted. That's going away. I'm not having electronic ignition. I'm going to get a magneto for this bike. I've already got one picked out, but a lot of money. But if I have a magneto, I don't have to have a battery and I don't have to have a coil. It'll just make spark, that's it. That's what I want. I'm very happy with that. That's how you make a bloody primary cover. Here's the other one. It's like way wider. It just looks ugly. That's why. I told you I shortened the crankshaft. Yeah. Good. You better film it before I finish filing the rest off. Already filed that one off. One there. You weld it on the inside. Clean and strong enough. That's about it. Let's put it on. It's probably about an hour of sanding, but I'll just do some more later, I suppose. I think that brushed finish, it's always, I don't know, you always got to do something with it. Like this stuff here. Let's go over with that. Anyway, I'll throw it on the bike. Yeah, pretty much going to call that done. Turned out pretty good. Looks like the picture. Sorta. Oh, looks a lot like a picture. Done with that. I'm more than happy with that. It's fucking looks like a bought one. Yep, I'm pretty happy with that. You'd always get it powder coated, but I'm leaving it like that. I'm going to brush powder coat the thing, it'll look weird, I reckon, if you do that. What colour are you going to do it? Black. Too much black. Anyway, I'm very happy with that. That's done.